All right. Just one last little dangerous corner to explore.
I'll see what's ahead.
It's probably where the actual main reason I'm here is here. Crag ogres. Attack on sight units. Well, time to attack on sight. They're probably fine. Wow, I instantly lost most of my barbarian. We seem to have attracted a large number of bad things. It would be a shame if this were to happen. Manheha. Live. Did any part of that mind control work? You know what? I'll never find it. I'll never find evidence of it. Or find out how well it did. Where's Maneha? There you are. You'd get a bubble. You get a stop dying bubble. Congratulations on the stop dying bubble. And we don't have enough focus for that now. Okay. Treason! You know what? Maybe don't do treason, actually. Maybe just attack him. Oops, we all accidentally made him on a team already. Well, he died. This'll work out. There we go. Now what happened? Alright. We've dealt 1500 damage to unlock the next level. Now we want to cause the dominated affliction 15 times. But it had a 10% chance to do dominate on a hit or crit. Ooh, twice per encounter does displaced image. So if he gets crit, if our priest gets crit, he gains 20 deflection, 20 reflex for a while. That's twice per encounter. That's pretty nice. Neat. Plus 20% raw damage. I don't remember if that was there before. It's hard to remember. But the next goal is to cause them dominations, which were not uncommon already. Those were definitely already happening a bit. Got me some bloodstones. Maneha definitely took a hit.
Margren's fire casts light in dark places.
Magron's fire operates as a regular fire. I'm really demystifying the entire process by just calling it a fucking fire. Like, not even talking about any special things it does. It's just a fire, dude. It makes light and heat, and then it runs out of fuel, and then it dies. Very exciting. We should make a religion about that. It's been a while since the last time that guy made a video. Maybe he did make a religion about that. Huh. I saw a ramp, so I thought the ramp was going to lead to the camp. And I was surprised to find this cave opening here. And then I find that there's nothing on top of the ramp either. So, that came as a bit of a surprise. We're all going to die in here. Ooh. Is that from this location specifically? Does this faction have a... Yep, that's a giant skull. Neat.
There's one here who deals in visions, dreams. I feel her mind near mine.
Near yours. The petrified skull is as cold and hard as stone. Wax tears dribble from the eye sockets. Ooh. Glowy mushrooms. And also more ogres to crag. I'm gonna crag you up, fool. You ain't even gonna know what's coming. Oh, he exploded. That's awkward. Well. It's really just really unfortunate for them if I end up finding one crag ogre in the open. All alone. Cannoneer. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Aww. He likes his doggy. I'm gonna kill him.
Nice and slow.
I'm sorry, you're not green. That means I'm not allowed to just talk it out with you, bro.
Quick ways.
We're all gonna die. That's way more than I expected. Oh my god. We're gonna die. Gonna die. Die, die, die. Die, 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 die. I'll just click on all of these abilities at once and hope they work out. There. Now I've got a bubble to put on you. Stop dying, please. Wow, we are just covered in dudes. Alright, you two. I need you two to deal with all the dudes I'm covered in, because my casters are not supposed to get destroyed like this. They specifically have a job to not have this happen to them. Not good. I could use just a bit more focus so I could do an AoE mind control, because I could use a little bit of help here. It's not an all-around great situation to be in. How's that damage over time doing? Hopefully good. Come on, 40 focus. Yeah, that's a lot of focus. There we go. Just could use fewer enemies, please. And you, try not to die. He's still focused on him, unfortunately. Not great, but I think there's already significantly fewer enemies. Yeah. Turns out they kind of need large numbers to be a threat, don't they? They're not the hardest to kill. I'd like to borrow your stats, please. There you go. Needlessly steal stats from him the moment before he dies. Ah. Ah.
Sure.
Okay. That was less bad than I thought it was. I just saw the entire screen get covered in a surprising number of red circles and was like, oh, this is the death of me. Here's the death. The end. It's over now.
What you ask is done.
An exceptional blunderbuss. You have a unique one though, right? Lead spitter. Accuracy 2. So you're already enchanted there too.
Yeah.
I shall do as you ask. What you ask is done.
Exceptional medium shield heater. That's right. It's not a heater shield. It's a shield that heats. Never saw that coming, did you? There's a cannonball-shaped dent in the front of the shield. Oh, I wonder where that kid had come from. I guess we'll never know.
I will walk unseen.
Ooh. This is the mushroom room. Where we keep all of our glowy mushrooms. Oh, that's a trap. Get it. Oh, there's another one. Mine. Yay. If nothing else, it's worth experience. Even though I don't use traps necessarily. Or maybe we'll get to a later part of the game where I just have so many goddamn traps that I'm just ready to destroy an entire dungeon with traps. Ah. Hello, creepy hole. We'll leave you for later. Don't know if we can get back out of that the same way we go in, if we do go in. Hi there.
Quick ways.
Okay, Monet really good at taking a very large hit at the beginning of a fight. Seems to be her specialty, honestly. More yelling. And healing, most importantly. Pretty important, the healing part. And give Mineha that no die ball so that he doesn't die, she doesn't die. A lot of wounds you got there. If you could just go ahead and press all the buttons, please. Like this one. And that one. Ba-boom! You're over here and prone. Isn't this embarrassing? That is gonna fuck you up. There we go. You know, some of these party members might be a little scary.
Right.
The inside of this minecart is caked with blackened grease. It smells of burned fat.
They shall see nothing while I see much.
Ah, you didn't notice the fight happening in the same room as you? That's interesting. Oh, there's more of you. If there could stop being more of you, that'd be appreciated. Stop killing Mineha. I need her to not be dead. I'm gonna have to rest. They're very focused on specifically her. And I gotta bubble her up. But it seems worth it. It seems like the party's doing pretty well overall. Gotta make sure we have sufficient damage avoidance stacked all up in her. Just all up in there. There we go. Well, these fights take quite a toll really quickly. The inside of this minecart is caked with blackened grease. I already said that. This would be a good time for a nap, because Mineha is about to actually die. We're beyond getting downed and no more towards the, like, mortal wounds threat. And that's bad for us. You feel a presence hovering nearby. When you turn, you see the grieving mother observing you. Concern crinkles the corners of her eyes and seeps into your mind. You wear a cowl of your own, Watcher. I see you shrouded by old lives and unanswered questions. Can you see the details of my past lives? She closes her eyes, and you feel her energy directed inwards. At you. She searches your mind, your memories, and parts of you that feel numb and still. She is as gentle as a mother with a newborn. Finally, she retreats. I am sorry. Whatever secrets your soul hides are not present in your mind. Yes, I have felt them more and more of late. This is why we journey together, that one may draw strength from many, and that much may be mended by the purpose of one. As she peers at you, her brow seems creased with a new kind of anxiety. Your obscure past, does it trouble you? Yes. I don't know what's in there, and that troubles me. Take care, Watcher. Do not let the unknown chapters of your soul thwart your present endeavors. You must fortify your mind and find clarity in your purpose. She retreats from you, fading into the background. If you did not already know she was here, you suspect you wouldn't notice her at all. That'd make party coordination a bit awkward. Normally I wouldn't be too troubled about the past lives of the soul, unless they're actually coming up in some way, since it's a universal thing that everyone has a bunch of past lives, they don't even know what happened in them. But we have the specific thing where we seem to have had past lives that specifically dealt with us being involved with the bad guy. And so it's troubling knowing that that kind of connection exists, but not being able to explore it or experience it or understand it in any way. Lower cavern. Ice chute. Let's get our ass back over here. Seem to have cleared the floor. But we have this mystery door. It will require the proper key. Well, it would have been helpful if I had highlighted that sooner. Generally speaking, it seems monumentally risky and dangerous and bad, just ill-advised across the board. For us to just hop in an ice chute for fun and see what happens. Probably not to be recommended. You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Keeping quiet.
Flames that whisper, lower cavern. Flames, do you whisper? What secrets do you hold for me? Get another batch of cannonballs ready. They're really focused on... Let's find something to shoot. They seem particularly focused on this idea. We will now fuck them up. Can I get all of you? Nope. She usually doesn't get attacked so much, so we're probably fine. There we go. Just melting some dudes, no big deal. Wow, you really have a high cap. I'm gonna go ahead and sap this guy's resources. There we go. Now your stats are terrible. Not only are you doomed, but I've just continually stacked the deck against you further for fun. Yeah, mostly for fun.
I shall do as you ask.
Please don't blow up on me. Spellword amulet. 10 defense against spells. Just a good thing to give to my characters that don't have an amulet yet. Adra Enayach. Alright, amulets and necklaces fill the same category, so everybody already has those. What does plus 10 defense against spells mean? Does it just mean all spells? Like every spell ever? I'm just curious because the 9 will is ranked as being more valuable. But like, aren't most things that affect your will a spell? And this is 10 defense, which I believe when it means defense, it means these. It means that these are your defenses. Yeah, these are your defenses. So I believe that means deflection and fortitude and reflex and will all go up against spells. Well, I don't know. Plus 2 perception. Tempted to give it to him because I think does he have the ability to deflect stuff? Did I give it that to him or did I just keep looking at it? Force of anguish. Let that be talents. Lightning strikes. I don't think he does have that ability where he deflects a projectile back. I think I just keep looking at it because it looks cool, but other stuff keeps coming up. I don't know. It seems like 10 defense against spells is better than 9 will defense. But the game values it as being half as valuable, so I'm curious about that. Because oftentimes the game's monetary values on items are indicative of the intended level and value of said item. Not always true. And sometimes games will overvalue a particular stat way more than it should. Well, get him. We're all alone here, so he's pretty doomed. Pretty much just took the one attack. One wave of attacks. Dig, dig, dig. Digging all day. Dig, 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 dig. I think it's just all around helpful for me to get my whole wave of durance spells out. Every fight. Severed horn. Oh? Garrod. The world around you blurs and fades to black. When your vision returns, you find yourself in a small wooden hut, its interior dimly lit by the embers of a nearby fire pit. You're wearing mail armor several times too large for you, and clutched in your hands is the ivory horn of some sea creature, one end sharpened to a point. "What are you going to do, Garrod?" says Garrod, apparently. Your sister, Kaitha, huddles near you, her wide eyes fixated on the hut's door, which has been barred shut. The door shudders and splinters beneath heavy blows coming from the other side. Enraged growling can be heard just beyond the door. All at once, the world halts around you. The pounding stops. Wooden splinters from the door hang suspended in the air. Kaitha no longer trembles, no longer breathes, her eyes fixed in place like a doll's. The wisp of essence you had followed to this point in the memory has dwindled to little more than a faint trail. However, you find by concentrating on what might have happened next, you're able to sense whether it truly did. Take cover beside the door. No sooner does your mind touch on the possibility that the world lurches back into motion, and the thunderous impact strikes the door. The door crashes inward as the young girl screams. A large creature, resembling a bear, and taller than any man in your tribe, steps into the hut with a triumphant roar. It doesn't notice you crouching beside the door. Stab the creature from behind. You plunge the horn deep into the creature's back, and it howls and thrashes in agony. Kaitha dodges past the creature and flees the hut, and you're not far behind. The roars of the creature fade. Is that how it happened? It's been so long. Hard to remember. I had the vision when I picked up a horn. Part of a helm, apparently. A helm. Yes. My helm. I remember it. But who was I? Why haven't I returned to the wheel? Maybe if you knew who you were, you would know whether it was time to move on. That helm is all that remains of my old life. If you have found some of me within one piece, perhaps my memories are scattered with the rest of it. Perhaps there is peace to be found in its reassembly. Oh, that's the horn I picked up. Gotcha. I'll track down the other parts of your helm. Thank you, my friend. Ah. Are you a quest item then? Yep. This horn was once mounted on a helm, but looks to have been severed off in battle. I think some of the descriptions you get on some of these items might actually be explained as being from me being a watcher and being able to sort of absorb these kinds of pieces of information and have this information. You know what I mean? Like yeah. Like the way that all these items, there's all these items with descriptions on them in like Dark Souls in this game and so on, that you're like, where the hell is the description coming from? But our character absorbs information of past lives. And so for once we kind of have an in-universe explanation, although it sounds like a lot of them are based on their reputation instead. Gemstones glitter between the veins of iron ore. They're deeply embedded within the cave wall. Extracting them all intact would require hammer and chisel as well as a deft touch. Yeah. The chisel keeps slipping from your grip, and your careless hammer blows destroy some of the more valuable gems. Fortunately, you're able to retrieve the rest without any trouble. Do I have too low of a dexterity skill? Probably. What do I suck at? It's a lot of them, right? Dexterity and perception especially. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's not... That wasn't very flattering for me. Oh god. That's a lot of things. And their pathing is bugging out. What a time to abuse this. That's the wrong spell. My bad. I'm gonna do ringleader. There we go. Three hits. Dominated, charmed, charmed. Where are all my charmed targets? You're dominated. I think you're charmed. Edar might have already immediately screwed up by attacking one of my peeps. I'm not super sure. Anyway, direct mind control also. Strong dominations. There you go. My god, this is just a mess. Did Durance... I'm not sure, but did Durance happen to mind control somebody also? Because it seems like even more people changed that shouldn't have, which is amusing. Things are going alright. We've divided them down so much they don't really stand a chance. There we go. This party's getting scary.
Oh, and if I find something good, you can have half.
You can have half. What's with the freaky rune thing? Is it the fire that whispers? Because I'm definitely hearing sounds of some sort. Oh, I'm paying my hirelings again. Always gotta pay those greedy people money. I better go make some money so I can keep paying my hirelings. So they can not stop people from taking my fucking taxes. Why do I have them? What are they accomplishing? I can't tell. Okay. Now you get bubble, cause ouch.
Yeah.
A lot of whispering. Well beyond the end of the fight. Wow, you guys really don't detect fights happening in the same room, huh? Really bad news for you, because now you're very alone.
Nothing is closed to the perceptive. What you ask is done.
That's a lot of enchanting materials. This is going well for me and not well for crag ogres. Going exceptionally poorly for them.
Steady does it.
I think we're fine overall. Yeah, I think the update push notification was just for the pay. That's bad. Okay, you go alone.
Hey.
Bad traps are bad for us.
What you ask is done.
Damn. Uh-oh. Those things were bad for me before. What do you do to an ice blight? They're immune to bludgeoning. Or at least they're question mark immune to bludgeoning and question mark immune to ice. We'll want to conjure up some elemental attacks, like a burning pillar of fire. Probably a good one to use. Go. Boom! How'd that go? Reasonably well. Yaskier, stop chanting Raging Bull, because he is a dead boy. Wow, that's a lot of ice damage you just did. Could you not do that, please? We're probably gonna be fine. Oh, right. They would target him. The dragon that thrashed, the dragon that wailed. I can't check it from here, but I'm pretty sure that does slash damage and fire damage, which if they're vulnerable to fire, being ice blights, that'd probably be the specific. Yep, there it goes. He's gonna have that on him for a while, looks like. He's probably taking damage continually even after his death, so that's good. Oh, that frame rate looks weirdly low. There, it's back. The frame rate is back. Yep, they wouldn't be happy about all the ice I'm throwing around, all the fire I'm throwing around with my main character that specifically targets them and fucks them up. Yep, burn and slash. Don't know if slash does any damage. Bludgeoning apparently doesn't, so I wouldn't really bet on it.
Whew, good thing I sold most of my jewelry.
That appears to be the next place forward. To the upper cavern. Ah, that's probably how you get behind the door I can't get past. We'll leave that for now. Gotta check this side for traps.
This may prove useful.
And there it is. Hello, interesting body. He probably triggered the other totem's trap, like seemingly after skipping over the first one. Ah, nope, he came from, yep. Nope, he didn't come from the same side as us. He came from this side, so there's a trap here, he triggered it and died. And there's another trap still waiting for us. This whole thing, this is designed to keep the Lagofaiths back. The Lagofaiths.
Sure.
Hi. This does not end well for you, generally speaking. Sorry. You know what? Take out the caster. That's like your specialty. Or they're all dead. Wow. Wow, they really went down. You know, having this two actual melee DPS is getting scary. They're pretty effective.
If secrets whisper here, I shall listen for them.
I haven't had much in the way of melee DPSs until now. I've had a few different things, but like a druid's kind of different, and like Yaskier tries, but it's not necessarily the core of his build. He's kind of a weird paladin chanter thing. He definitely is doing DPS though now,
Your thoughts must
in a way that is a bit different with his AoE. But we certainly haven't been walking around with like a rogue or anything like that. Area's full of talking stones. Hi. How you doing? Okay. Sawa, go get that guy. Sawa, you went the wrong... Oh, you're paralyzed now. See, that's not helpful to me when you do that. Really asking for more than that, generally speaking. You're paralyzed too, huh? Everyone just got paralyzed. Blowgun. Paralyzed. Ah. They've got paralyzing blowguns. That does make things a bit more complicated for me. Thankfully, I can control them with my mind. Hopefully, when I'm lucky. Ah. Stop it. And he's paralyzed, so he can't do anything anyway. Cool. You ever get that mind control off? I don't know. At the current situation he's in, we probably want to put this bubble on him. Yeah, you don't want to be paralyzed and frenzied. Those two don't mix well. Paralyze. No, never mind. Obviously, not saying your health bar is kind of a downside, but statistically, the only downside of frenzy is you lose deflection, 10 deflection. But paralyze gets you minus 140 deflection, and everything else goes down like crazy too. So it's really the paralysis. That's really the core problem at that moment. Let's just get him bubbled up, and he'll be okay. There you go. A little bit of mind control never hurt anybody on my team, except for the times that it's happened to me. We don't talk about those times. There we go. And we're still okay. I should really take... let's take a nap next to this creepy skull. I had a feeling this body might have loot on it. The Wayfarer's hide. Superb. Never had a superb item yet. Plus 6 damage reduction, making it exceptionally high damage reduction for a light armor. Maybe put this on my on Zawa so we can keep attacking quickly. 11 DR. I used to have to wear plate for that. Nature's Vigor once per rest. I'm not psyched about those usually. It's a bit of heal. Huh. 25 defense against abilities that make you stop moving or move less. Also good for Zawa. These things please Zawa. What are you wearing? You're wearing the other item that had an unusually high amount of defense for what it is. Pretty good. More valuable than 2 points of survival, potentially. And once again, he's... Wow, that's a cool look. A little strange for that character build, but still. I don't know, she's the one always taking damage. Maybe I should give it to her. Doesn't have a mountain of DR. She also doesn't really specialize in building up her attacks by taking damage, so the extra damage isn't really helping her. Damage received. I don't heavily use the move speed. 25% healing received is nice, but 4 more DR might be nicer. In addition to a bunch of resistances against movement loss, while maintaining the same recovery speed. Also, she gets to look even like, well, not more like a barbarian, just like another kind of barbarian, really. Makes sense to me. It's time to take a nap. Nothing happened this time. We are at a weird pond. Loud motorbike outside. Well, that's a lot of you. I would like fewer of you. Yeah, this is only really useful if they're actually in a pile together. Maybe the bundle up around that guy. Nope, no, it didn't even affect the guy I was targeting. Let's just bubble myself because I'm in pain. Oh, I'm paralyzed, so it doesn't matter. Cool. Well, when you're ready. She's not able to cast it on herself? She's not able to cast it on herself. Good to know. Scream at that guy. Scream at him in the face. Rawr, I screamed at him and he died. It's just like Skyrim. Okay. No lack of reagents around here. Ooh, the scrying chamber key. The key is the size of a large dagger and it's unusually heavy. I bet that's for the room we saw earlier I couldn't get into. Seems like the Lagafaiths have helped me out by taking out a bunch of crag trolls in areas where it would have been hard to deal with them otherwise. Can I do anything with this lake?
They shall see nothing while I see much.
I sure keep a lot of corpses around here. Is this the ice chute? Ah, a little bit of endurance. Not great. But I think I toyed with the idea of doing it before just because if you stack it with all the other benefits that Adair has, he starts to have a lot of health recovery per second. An icy shaft leads up into the darkness. The walls of the shaft are slick, and handholds are few. There's no way to climb up from down here. So that's the ice chute. So it would have taken me here, and I would have been trapped. But not that trapped, just a wheel trapped. Just a wheel be trapped. I think these both are going to lead me to the same place ultimately. I think I can go up the staircase to get to the interior place, or I can go to the floor I was already on. So I think, judging by the positioning of the left staircase, it seems to take me to the top left corner of the other map I was already on, where I couldn't access it before. But I think that the key I just got might open up the doorway I couldn't open earlier without the right key. And I figure the key is technically harder to get, so maybe I should try to do that entrance, but I don't really know the layout past that door, or past that staircase, so I don't know how good of an idea this is. The glow room, full of glow.
Yeah.
They shall see nothing while I see much.
What could go wrong? Ah. Where'd the other staircase go?
Fish. Sweat. Sulfur.
The Ogre Matron sniffs at the air, her nostrils as wide and dark as two pistol barrels. Ah, good. The smell still lingers.
You approach the flames that whisper clan with the stink of stalwart heavy upon you. You fill our halls with dreams of battle and bloodshed.
A feral grimace parts the matron's teeth. Yet even while her fingers clamp into fists, she watches you carefully. This is a weird line. Why would I attack you? It was the Wolf with Many Mouths clan that attacked Stalwart. And yet we killed everybody already. Like, if we're here to talk, we sure fucked that up with everything that's happened so far. Because we killed like 30 of our people so far. And yet it feels like the most diplomatic choice because it involves me acknowledging that it was a different clan. I don't know.
Matron Forgash's clan. But it's rare that you thin-skinned folk know the difference. And Stalwart.
Her teeth lock lock back into a snarl.
The villagers spy on our camps and spoil our hunts. They pick us off only to retreat behind their walls.
Cold fury rumbles in her voice.
Like a crack in the ice, they spread deeper into our lands with each waning moon. But we'll answer them blow for blow.
She punctuates her words by ramming one meaty fist into the other. The villagers seek the White Forge. They're not after you.
Yet they come with weapons in hand, and mark their passage with the blood of my kind.
Wiry black hairs bristle along her arms and neck.
And their strength fails, so they send you to carve a path through the fallen keep.
A shiver runs through her thick flesh. Durgan's battery unsettles you.
Of course it does!
Her hot breath hisses between barred teeth. The other ogres growl and glare at you. Her mind boils with fear.
It's the diseased carcass of a ruined civilization. It festers with restless spirits and rotten magics. I see. Ugh.
She roars and clutches her head with wide, long-fingered hands.
Dreams. Hailstones falling like cannonballs from the ramparts. A frozen gale screeching through the tower door.
Her nails plow trenches through her ropey hair and raise a spot of crimson from her scalp. Finally, her growls subside and her breathing slows. She looks back at you with bloodshot eyes. Most dreams are fears given a face, but that does not mean those fears are unfounded.
My dreams drove me to found this clan. Now my dreams tell me that Stalwart's ambition will destroy us.
Stalwart's barely surviving. The last thing they want is further trouble with you or anyone else.
The dreams show me a heap of rubble atop their village. Yet why would they send you?
She slits her eyes, scraping her leathery neck with plate-thick fingernails. I heard another adventuring company. Members of the Leaden Key crossed your path. I'm looking for anything they might have found.
The night winds whispered this name to me. They found us clubs and cannons ready. As for what we found on them...
She sighs. Heavy plumes gust from her nostrils.
I've more trust in you than those villagers. Or the next pack of fools they call here.
She scratches her head, and the rough sound is like scraping of an iron file. This quest feels weird. She says she trusts me than the villagers. I just killed, like, her whole tribe. And, like, that seemed to be mandatory, because I couldn't get into this room without the key that was downstairs. So I had to fight through this whole dungeon full of her people, which just makes the whole thing seem weird.
I'll give you my blessing. And the remains of the last clods that passed through. Perhaps they found something of value to you. But you must keep Stalwart from harassing us further.
She raises one thick brow to regard you. Agreed.
Then take the bounty of your foolish predecessors. May it serve you better.
Her lip twitches. One of the ogres standing near Beregan mutters something into her ear. Leaden Key Expedition Journal. Wodaka hood again. Robes. Bunch of potions, jerky. A lot of it. Wow, a lot of experience.
Under the circumstances, I'll overlook your slaughter of my clan. You shall have the peace of flames that whisper. For now.
It's really hard to understand why this dialogue's happening. Under the circumstances, I'll overlook your slaughter of my clan. In what fucking universe? I don't know. I've read weirder things lately. I've been reading Neil Gaiman's adaptation of Norse mythology, and there's so many weird moments with, like, Ah, yes, you slaughtered both of my parents, and I was going to kill you in revenge, but sure, I'll take this magic mead that makes me a poet, and spare you for, even though I was about to murder you for slaughtering my parents. Like, stuff like that is just, why is that? Why are you overlooking the slaughter of your people?
I hope your skills are as fine as your words. It is rare that a matron betrays her dreams.
And we didn't even have like a grand showing of how great we are. She's betraying her dreams on behalf of me, who... Ooh. Wow. I earned over 1,000 and only lost 150 to CP to bandits. That's way better than normal. Now if that keeps happening, the taxes will actually pay for the wages of the hirelings instead of me that being a thing I have to worry about. Maybe I've passed some kind of tipping point. Ah, there we go. That's the staircase to the other floor, I believe. Yeah, okay. I was wondering about where there was, because at first glance I didn't see a staircase in this room, and I was like, maybe I was wrong about where the other staircase went.
You may wander our camp freely.
Cool. Already killed everyone, though, so... Whoops. If only I could have talked to her first. That door's right there, so it'd be more understandable if it's like, oh no, a couple of people attacked us on sight and they're dead now, how sad. But like, I killed everyone. There's just like 5 people in that room. Their entire tribe is gone. Because I couldn't just walk in here and go in that door and then talk to her and then find out if we're good or not. And then be like, oh no, we're not good. Well, unfortunately I still need something deeper in this cave, so I guess they're all gonna have to die. Or, oh, we're good. You can wander freely. Watch out for the traps. They sting. Instead, it's like, kill them all. And then after we kill them all, they're like, yeah, we good. Maybe she's pretending to be diplomatic, but actually she's like, fuck, he killed everybody. Appease him. We're all gonna die. Because that's kind of what it feels like. Woodaka hood. Robes. This shit. Huh. For once, this isn't a quest item. It did say quest complete, I think. I thought it did. I will read it now. I was going to make it the closing thing for the episode, but fuck it. Leaden Key Expedition Journal. This leather-bound journal is embossed with the image of a key. Most of the pages are filled with rust-brown stains or writing too small to read. But you're able to decipher a passage near the end of the journal. Couldn't detect how the front door opens, even after she pried the iron tile from the relief. The more I consider it, the surer I am that the old Valian was right. We'll have to dispose of him, but we can't afford to act until we destroyed the White Forge. Even his meager knowledge was a revelation to us. And if he's right, we've got to hope that the Cantek he speaks of was written down somewhere. We've decided to strike camp and search the area for books, records, something. Anything's better than sitting in the middle of this blizzard. That's interesting. In particular, I take it to mean that we're gonna have to infiltrate the Leaden Key again somewhere around here if they give me robes again. So we'll see about that. No one leveled up, huh? A pretty big spike of experience, but yeah, we're thoroughly in the middle of a level. Good chunk, though. Good old chunk of progress there. We've gone everywhere except for where the wolf is. Thirsk has described the hunt as dangerous and his hunt for a dangerous and very large wolf that is preying on the villagers within the Rusted Wood. According to Thirsk, the wolf makes its lair in the area, though he has not been able to determine the den's location. I found a tuft of wolf hair snagged in a bramble, just east of the frozen lake. The wolf must have come through the area recently. There's a shrine of Gallowayne within the Rusted Wood. It appears an item that once adorned the shrine has been removed, an act which has incurred great wrath. Let's go back there again. Because that's what I expect to be relevant. I'm expecting a Witcher 3 kind of mission where we find out there's been some kind of misunderstanding, or maybe he did something bad. Could be a waste of time, but before I do this, I'd like to talk to him. We'll go back to the village. I would like to talk to him about the shrine to see if he desecrated it and if he still has whatever he took from it. Because if it is some crazy mega wolf situation, then fighting it may not be the answer anyway. It may be something that's going to be a consistent problem until the situation is resolved. Tower has been constructed. A lot of sleeping options here. I would like to have a random plant sent to my treasury every turn. That seems useful. You sense the presence of one of the other pieces of Geralt's helm nearby. Which quest was just updated? Geralt's Chorus. It's probably a task. Yeah. Somewhere in Stalwart Village. There's not a lot to go on. That's a vague task. I met Grind. He seems gruff, but takes pride in his job. It's not even a quest. There must be something more, like if I talk to him more. So ask about that, but also other stuff here. So let's go talk to Thirsk about the shrine. That was the first thing I wanted to do. Let's go there first. And we'll go as we go. I gotta compartmentalize this a little bit because there's so many quests that I have to kind of pick them one at a time.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Did you get lost, buddy? You okay? That was weird.
Sure. Watch yourself on the mountain.
Well,
These lean time, coming to your elders for advice, is it?
disappointing. I may have wasted my time. Nope. Seems like I just need to go deal with the wolf. Alright, well, we're here though. Regrets worth trading. Looks like Lafta, the priest of Andra, has much to answer for. You guys have been very naughty. You're dumping chests full of rocks into the lake. Very naughty indeed. That means you still have his stuff. You've been lying to me. I see they've unbarred the door while I was gone. We should save because it's definitely the type of party composition that often leads to like us getting attacked. I found your chests. They're filled only with rocks. I see. No use in keeping this charade any longer, is there? Your group springs into action. The sounds of unsheathing blades fill the room. But we shouldn't act so rashly. She holds a hand up. The thieves keep their weapons pointed at you. We've been pretending, yes, but is it so different from what Andra's priests do? Villagers and travelers give us things they want to forget. We make them disappear. Isn't that the same thing? We aren't murderers, and we prefer to be far away when this from this cursed place as we can, laughed at gestures at her accomplices. Why make a bloody mess out of this? I am willing to help you look the other way. She fixes her eyes on you. What do you propose? A simple deal. You keep our little secret to yourself, and we share some of our offerings with you before we slip away. Pixettle brought back the dwarf's heirlooms. You can have them too. I agree. The heirlooms, something extra, and you're free to go. Smart. Some of the gifts the goddesses receives are worth little, sadly, but we do manage to coax out more worthy offerings from her followers sometimes. Here's one. Laughter pulls a pouch from behind the altar d'Andra and tosses it to you. The rest's in the large chest. Turns to her accomplices and nods. They put away their weapons and begin to gather their belongings. You gain 6,000 copper. The thieves, packed for the road, form a single line that, like priests on a pilgrimage. Laughter cracks the door open and peeks outside. She signals the thieves to start their escape and gives you one last glance. This time, we move on. The door closes behind her. It is morally confusing, because they are definitely stealing, but they're stealing in a confusing way where they're stealing from people that are giving their stuff away. So it's like, as far as severity of theft, it's like a goodwill. It's like having a goodwill donation building that doesn't give the stuff to who they say they are. But generally speaking, people are just throwing their stuff away. But yeah, there's a deception. But like, considering how many conflicts end with people dying in this game, it's just not worth people dying over. Which is what will probably happen if you turn them to the villagers or attack them. And like, they aren't hurting anyone as far as I can tell. And that's kind of an important detail. White crest armor. Oh god, that's a lot of defense. Let's compare, because you're just wearing exceptional plate. Yeah. That's both exceptional heavy armor. But this one has overwhelming wave once per rest. Do a bunch of damage and stun. Dancing bolts. Bit of shock damage once per rest. Oh, I don't like this as much as I thought I would. Huh. -1 move speed. So it's just exceptional plate armor, but it gives you 2 once per rest abilities, and then -1 move speed. So it's kind of a bummer. It has 0 passive upgrades from normal exceptional plate armor, and 1 passive downgrade. Well, you can sell it at least, I guess. It's not, yeah, it's expansion level armor that isn't even worth 1,000 CP, and you get much less than that when you actually trade it in. While its original bearer's name has been lost to the ages, the famed White Crest armor features in many tales of a dwarven adherent of Andra whose blows struck his enemies with all the overbearing power of the sea. The armor's weight was such that the warrior is described as moving as if through shallow water, but foes believing themselves to have the advantage of speed often found they could not outrun the warrior's lightning spells. In many elements of these religions in these games, the gods are real, and paying tribute to the gods genuinely results in some kind of can result in some kind of benefit, potentially, supposedly, and so on. But in this particular case, the primary benefit seems to be internal. You sacrifice these items and so that you can personally move on. It's therapeutic. And so if the items still are vanishing as promised, in that they're not showing up in your life again. Like, it seems like it's still fulfilling the same internal therapeutic role. So it's a very confusing theft that kind of lacks victims. And while it's certainly immoral and manipulative, it's just not worth the usual death penalty that most conflicts end up having in this game. I know where the gift bearer cast your heirlooms away. I have your... Did you find them? What of the medallion? I have your medallion. Let's see it. The dwarf draws a wide smile under his bristly beard. Here it is. Okran takes the medallion gingerly in his palms, taking care not to smudge it with his dirty fingertips. Yes, it's her medallion. He smiles, then manages to pull his attention back to you. You've done good here today, I swear. If I had a kingdom's treasure, I'd give it to you in return. I also found your armor. I don't need it. Don't know what I'd do with it. He nods. Keep it. More luck to you. I looked at it and I certainly didn't particularly value it. He turns around and walks away, looking not at the path ahead, but at the precious heirloom clutched in his hands. Even so, the stride of his legs seems filled with confidence. There's some resonance here in the way they write this. He's not looking at the path ahead, but instead the precious heirloom, which kind of spells out how he might be still consumed with his loss and the emotions he has attached to that heirloom as opposed to the world around him. But at the same time, he's happier. Maybe sometimes it's just not time for someone to move on yet. And even then, moving on doesn't have to mean throwing away like this long-term item that he should probably keep even if he does move on. Like, it's just kind of you're allowed to have these things that are important to you and to remember people that you cared about that are gone while still having emotionally processed what happened.